Okay, I'm going to show shoulder pulley exercises, and I'll first demonstrate what I want done with this. We will not actually use the shoulder pulley because the actual hookup or use of the pulley is not the important part. It's what's done with the arms. To start with, it's important to realize that we want the patient's arms to be outstretched with their elbows locked. The tendency is that they'll have them too far out, or they'll bend the elbows and never straighten them. We want them to lock their elbows. We also want them to realize that this is a stretch and a strengthen exercise. We want them to be in an upright, neutral posture. In some ways, they may even be better off to sit with this exercise. So I'm going to show you standing, and then I'm going to show you sitting. They can actually do the sitting if they put the strap in the side of the door and do it that way. Or if they want to stand, then they would put it in the top of their 7-foot door and do it that way. I'll show standing first. We always want them to start with their arms up, and one arm is going to be slightly forward than the other arm. That's because in the positioning, we want them to start at what is going to be about somewhere in the range of about a 45-degree angle between the two arms. That's the farthest down they'll ever go. So when we do the exercise, they'll simply be trading places. One will go to 90 and the other to 45. One goes to 90 and the other 45. The tendency of the patients is going to be to do it this way by rotating the shoulders. And we don't want them to rotate their shoulders. We want their body to stay neutral. So when we're facing the door, we're always doing strengthening. So as I pull down with the right arm, my left arm is going to be resisting. As I pull down with this one, it will be resisting. You know what, I just messed that up. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
But I can just keep going. Okay, you can punch this in. I'll start over on. Okay, when we do the face the door, we're going to be strengthening. The important thing to remember is that we're going to be pulling the arm back because we want to build up back muscles. So I'll pull back with my left arm and resist with my right one as it goes forward. That's the resistance that is like a weight. Then I'll pull back with my right arm and let my left arm resist because I'm building up my posterior muscles, the muscles in the back of the shoulder blade and shoulder. I'll pull back with my left and resist with my right. I'll pull back with my right and resist with my left, and you'll notice that my trunk is not rotating. It's coming from my shoulders. I would rather have them only come up this far and do minimal movement, but do it correctly, than to do exaggerated movement, but be turning. So make sure that they lock the elbows and they pull back with resistance on the one going down and pull back with the resistance on the one going up. Now, I'm going to turn and have my back to you, and as I turn and have my back to you, I'm going to show you how to do the stretching part. On the stretching of the on the stretching part of the shoulder exercise, you'll start in the exact same position, but the difference is that as I pull down, I'm actually relaxing my arm going up so that I stretch it back because they're usually limited on their motion. Then I'll pull down with the up arm and let my down arm go backwards again. So it's just opposite movements. As my back is to the camera or to the door, I'm going to be stretching my top arm back to try to get better mobility in the shoulder itself. So those are the two positions with that. I'm now going to show it sitting down. I think I'll be okay on sitting down too. As we do this sitting down, we'll have our arms up again. And you'll notice that when I sit, I'll do the exact same motion, and I'll pull down, but I'll resist, I'll pull back and resist going down so that I'm facing the door, I'm strengthening, and then I'll turn around, and if I were turned around, I would be pulling down to stretch my shoulder backwards. So it's the same exact motion, it's just opposite positions. If I had a preference, again, I would rather have them put the device in the side of the door, sit in a chair so they maintain their posture and won't have as much chance to twist their body than if they were going to be standing up to the door. But they have to decide what's going to be most convenient for them. Now I'm going to have Leah come into the picture, and we'll actually show her in a seated posture how to do this exercise. Okay, if this were a patient, then what I would do is without the band up, without the shoulder pulley being up, I would have them started in their first start position, which is going to be about a 45-degree angle up and the other arm straight up. That's going to be their start position. And then what I would tell them, because you're facing the door, you're going to strengthen. So you're going to pull back and resist with the arm going down. You're going to pull back and resist with the arm going down. And that's the movement. So then when you transition to the shoulder pulley, it's an easy movement for them, if you get them going like this beforehand. That's all the movement. Whether they're stretching or strengthening, this is going to be the movement each time. Okay? Now, if we were going to do the stretching, we would simply turn the chair around and do the exact same movement, except that the arm going up, instead of pulling, it's going to be relaxing. And that will stretch the shoulder backwards like this. This is an exercise that will be important for you to practice so that you have it down really well, and when you show the patient, you can help them with it. One thing that you may want to do is to write on a little card. One of our cards is to simply write down, when you pull down, you stretch the upper arm back, or when you pull back, you resist with the arm going down, or draw them a picture, or whatever to help them, so that they know that as they face the door, they'll be strengthening, and as their back is to the door, they'll be stretching. That's probably what I would say.